you know what they say. They say all those things. Forgetting that it's us, man. We are Welsh culture. We are kings right now. This is our team.
Perfect.
In this series, we've seen how diverse and inclusive national football teams can be symbols of a diverse and inclusive country. Yusuf, Ismail and Shaqi Hasson are the co-founders of the award-winning creative agency UNIFY. They've produced a series of artworks that highlight the diversity of Wales, and a key inspiration was a familiar figure from the past.
We saw the image of George Berry looking glorious, wearing an Admiral kit, glorious afro.
Striking image. I mean, like, I couldn't believe what we just saw, like, then, because, like, I'll be honest, like, I didn't even know that, you know, back then, players were involved, like, black people.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was a powerful moment, like, empowering moment.
A lot of, black and brown communities within Wales, right, have never heard of George Berry.
Yeah.
Probably didn't know those black and brown players, right? Maybe outside of Robert and Shaw, who played for Wales, right? So we wanted to show the legacy and the history of, of the Welsh team, right? Having diversity and being, representing faces that people see in the community. Yeah. So it's really and truly identifying with the Welsh brand. And I think this is why the campaign cut through so well, because it wasn't just speaking to the football audience, it's really speaking to people who were within the community or underrepresented or marginalised groups, period.
So this doesn't just change then how we think about Welsh football, but potentially it has a more expansive idea of how we think about Wales and Welshness as well.
100%. We were trying to redefine what it means to be Welsh using football.
But while symbols can be important in broadening our imaginations and communicating our values, they can't do all the work in changing society for the better. We also need action. I'm interested in knowing more about the practical work that's happening to overcome barriers to participation in Welsh football. I spoke to Cymru legend Neil Taylor to find out about his work with the PFA-backed Asian Inclusion Mentoring Scheme.
A lot of the years I played in the Premier League, I've been approached to do a lot of stuff around mainly racism in football, I've got to be honest. And I felt like that had been saturated, and when they approached me, I said, listen, I'm not doing another one of these schemes that come and go, or you do like a Black Lives Matter week or an Asian week, or I said, I'm not interested. So anyway, Riz Rahman came to me and he said, no, this is a proper scheme, we're starting it properly. We want you to mentor as much as we can to the younger boys coming through. Originally, when we had the conversation, it was about getting participation levels up in the UK. That was the idea. How can we get the participation levels up? And then we actually decided to get some data into it. What we found out is there's plenty of participation at grassroots level. So from white people, the percentage of people that play at grassroots level is X percentage. Black people, the people that play at grassroots level, is X percentage. And Asians, circa to obviously the population, it's the same amount. Percentage are playing at grassroots level. Where the numbers fall away is from there into academies. So then we got a real idea of what we needed to do, what we needed to help. The old phrase, you can't beat it if you can't see it. I never really believed in it much when I was young. But since I've got older and seen what this has done especially, it does play a big part, and I think there is going to be a shift. For our country, the numbers are growing and they will continue to grow now.
While there have been significant improvements at player level, progress in the number of black managers has been a lot slower. After a playing career that included winning the inaugural League of Wales, Sean Wharton became the first black manager in the league 10 years later, when he took over at Cwmbran Town. You're a few years older than me, not many, but our lifetime we've gone from seeing black players break through in numbers, the racism that that first generation of black players faced, to now seeing black players throughout the game. But the managerial positions don't seem to have shifted in the same way. Is that that your sense of it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know whether it will, because it's, you know, I think particularly in Wales now, you know, you have to have your A licence. That costs money. As I said, to get your A licence, you have to be at the club. And if you're not at the club, then how are you going to get an A licence? If you haven't got an A licence, you cannot be a coach at a certain level. So that's going to take years to come, and then, you know, will it change then? I don't know. So particularly in Wales, you know, it's a really great question, that. And it's really interesting because I managed recently and we won the league, there was myself as a manager and there was somebody who looked like me as a goalkeeper coach. And then there was 4 other black players. But then when I left that club, all them black players left. So it became predominantly white again.
Right.
So I think, well, is it me? Am I attracting a certain group of individuals to come and play for me? And I almost think maybe I am. And if that's the case, then I'm happy with that. But that shouldn't be the case.
But you weren't actively seeking black players and black staff?
No, I wasn't seeking them. But I think what happened was naturally people see, you know, you cannot be what you cannot see. So people see me managing a club, and lots of players have said, you know, my son wants us to play for you because, you know, he sees you as a black manager and he's black and he wants to come and play for you. And that's happened so many times.
Yeah.
So many times. If I can give somebody else the opportunity to be a player, a captain, a coach and a manager, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
It looks like me, definitely.
Well, I guess it's a good thing in as much as some players and staff are getting an opportunity. It's a problem if there aren't many black managers and that they require a black manager to get that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just my responsibility, it's the whole league's responsibility. And it's not just a case of doing it because they think they should. You know, the league should do it because they think it's the right thing to do. The league needs to represent the community it serves. You know, and not just in Cardiff, I'm talking about all over Wales, not just in the area which has got the more diversity. If everybody's serious about disproportionality, then it's definitely worth this discussion.
Whether it's the singing of the national anthem, the love of German techno, or the ubiquitous bucket hats, Wales fans have been an important and distinctive part of Welsh football for some time. I spoke to Eliza Khan about being a member of the Red Wall. When I first went to Wales games in the early 80s, I don't remember seeing any other Asian people in most of those games. You're a fan now. How have things changed since those times, do you think?
How have things changed? Well, I think that, not that things haven't changed, things have changed but very slowly. And I think now, within the last 2 years, they've sort of kicked off and now they're moving quite quickly. I would say things like Amar Cymru and obviously being a Welsh South Asian football supporters group is doing a lot of work to change that. And obviously taking fans out to matches, making it more exclusive, holding female-only events for those football supporters who may not feel completely comfortable with, you know, going to a match or going to a pub. I think a lot of South Asian people might think, well, I'm not in the game, so why, like, if I'm not a part of the game, then why should I be interested in it? And I think that there's a lot of work to be done to break down those barriers, but Amar Cymru is doing a lot to encourage people to support the game and watch the game.
Beyond professional football, there are grassroots clubs up and down the country, bringing people in the community together to play, watch and enjoy the game. One example is Cardiff Bay Warriors. I spoke with Yaqub Ahmed and manager Ahmed Noor about being the only Welsh team in the British Somali Champions League.
Cardiff Bay Warriors was established in the year 2005 from an organisation called Soya. Their main purpose was to bring create a team to have a sense of belonging in the community where they can represent the community in Cardiff Bay, or as in we call it Viewtown Docks. The team itself had a bit of a hiatus from 2009 up until I think 2019, and we only just started it, I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago, and we entered this tournament called the Somali British Champions League in 2019, and that's been going on for 4 or 5 years, and this is the competition we're playing right now.
And you're the only Welsh team in the league?
Yeah, so we're the only Welsh team between, I think it's 12 teams, and we're the only Welsh team. There's teams from Birmingham, London, Sheffield, Leicester, Manchester, so all around the UK, and we're the only team that's representing Wales.
Represent your city, represent your map. You know what we need to do, yeah? So let's get the win here, guys. Over and out.
After winning the Somali British Champions League in 2022, Cardiff Bay Warriors embarked on a victory tour that took them all over Bhutan and to the Zenith and Cardiff City Stadium.
I was there for the Zenith visit. It was surreal. It was like it's like to be acknowledged after we won the trophy itself, to be acknowledged by a lot of the community in Wales, everybody in Wales. So it was a surreal moment when I went to the Senate and met, obviously, the MP. It was surreal.
So you said that one of the things that you did after winning the cup was go back to your old primary school, Mount Stewart. That was the school where Betty Campbell was head teacher?
Yeah.
Was she head when you were there?
Yeah, she was my headmistress when I was there, long time ago. Showing my age there, but yeah, she was my headmistress when I was there, yeah. Basically, when we were in primary school, she used to teach us Black history, and at the time, we thought it was part of the curriculum. So I'm talking like back in the 90s. So she would teach us history, Black History Month, like people have it now, like Black History Month stuff, but she was teaching about the Black history in primary school. When we got older, we only realized that different schools and Black history wasn't part of the curriculum. So yeah, like the fact that she taught us Black history, you know, we can only thank her for that.
Did you grow up with a strong sense of being Welsh and of being sort of attached to the Welsh football team?
No, I didn't. I never felt Welsh, no. If someone told me I was Welsh, I was like, no, not Welsh. Because I guess I've never really felt a part of Welsh culture, Welsh society. And the only way that I would say I felt a little bit Welsh was through the football team. And so now I would say I am Welsh, and I'm proud to say I'm Welsh. And the only reason that I would say that is because of how much the football team has, you know, how much I followed them and how much they've made me realise that, yeah, this is my team, I am a part of them.
Was there a sort of turning point, or has it sort of been a gradual process, that shift?
Yeah, I would say there was a turning point. I guess 2 turning points. The first being Euro 2016, because obviously that was, the whole of Wales was buzzing about that. So I think that was my first turning point where I was really engaging a lot and really felt like, you know, there was the camaraderie around the area of the football team and how well they were doing. So I think that's probably the first time I kind of felt Welsh. And then the other turning point was the Euros in 2021 and the World Cup and the World Cup qualification, and that little year period, that was, I would say, that was the bigger turning point where I got more into football, more into the Welsh team, and that was when I really started thinking, I want to get involved in this. I don't see myself on the screen, but I would like to see myself on the screen, and if I want to see myself on the screen, why don't I literally be on the screen?
I think it was 2016 where there was like my older brother's friends, right? They were like a cool bunch of people, right? Some were Somali, some were Yemeni, some were mixed race, right? And they all went to France. And in my mind, there's an image of 2 of them, right? And they're both Grange boys, holding a Welsh flag, that moment, right, and it really inspired everything we're doing today, I really and truly believe, right, was like, oh, wow. You know, there's people who look like me exactly from my community, right, who are super passionate about Wales. And when I saw that image, right, of them holding a flag, it was just like a turning point for me. It's like, you know what? You know, yeah, Wales, that's my team. I'm gonna go and buy that Welsh shirt. It wasn't a particular player, but it's people within your community who kind of redefine it. And they're doing it very organically and authentically as well.
The 2016 Euros changed many people's perception and expectation of Cymru teams. But in addition to the quality of the football, we saw a diverse team with a black central defender as captain and black and Asian goal scorers, including the goal of the tournament. For some, it felt like a turning point. At the very least, it offered a vision of a distinct and inclusive Wales. Most of us won't get to play football for Wales, but all of us can play a part in making that a reality.
I would like to see a couple more of us at stadiums, a few more of us online, on social media, promoting the work we do. And I would like to see us talked about more, because I feel like we're not talked about enough. Although it is changing, and you've got to acknowledge that it is, it still doesn't fully represent the percentage of us, well, I guess the percentage of immigrant and BAME populations that live within Wales. I think there is still a bit of a gap between them, so I'd like to see that gap closed.
We live in a world now that needs to be more tolerant than ever, should be more tolerant than ever. And sometimes people can feel like the world isn't going that way, but it is. You know, the problem you have a lot of times, this is what I speak to the parents about, is bad news spreads really fast, good news doesn't. This is why I said about changing the narrative with the racism thing. I said I'm not even going to mention if even anything racist in my career anymore unless somebody asks me or talk about it, because what we're doing is scaremongering people. And in the main, people are really, really good, and people want to see change and people want to help. That's the natural part of human beings, I think, for me. I know people can get obsessed with online and social media, but that's not real life. People may think it's real life, but it's not. In real life, people want to help, people want to be good people. And what we're doing at the PFA is a good thing. What the Welsh FAW are doing is a really, really good thing across the board. Grassroots football, they're helping referees, they're helping everybody get on courses, they're helping first aid, they're putting 3G pitches all across Wales. So I think what we're trying to do, what FAW is doing and what we're doing with the AIM scheme is let's try and drown out that bad news and really, really exuberate the good news. And I think that's happening. And listen, what you're doing now is doing it as well. So I think you're part of it. So yeah, the more people that can come and be part of it is fantastic. And I'm delighted to be doing this.
In this series, we've seen how important football can be in showing Wales as a distinct and inclusive country. But it hasn't all been plain sailing, particularly for black and racially minoritized players. Football has shaped the society, but it also has a role in shaping it. And though it's taken a while, football authorities have begun to recognise this. But I suspect that it will always be grassroots communities that drive social change needed to ensure that we get closer to a level playing field. The stories of our pioneers need to be told, but we also need to recognise the importance in making our own new stories.